What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Elden Ring walkthrough. We are right here at the Ariza side tomb. What we're going to do is we're going to work our way around this kind of cliff side, and there's a horse jump over here, which is then going to take us up top here where we can wrap around to the gate of the capital. So that's where we're going to be headed first. So the capital is the next, what we would call, I guess, a legacy dungeon. So we've done two of them so far. The first one being Stormville Castle, the second one being the Rhea Lucaria Academy. This one, unlike the others, I'm not going to be able to knock out in one episode. This one is way bigger. And in fact, I'd say it's probably two dungeons for the price of one, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. So hop up this jump here. And what that'll do is it'll put you behind these giant golem archers. If you approach kind of from the front side, they're going to be sniping you the whole way. So this at least saves you that trouble. So we'll jump on up these rocks, and guarding the gate to the capital is a boss, and it's a beefed up tree sentinel. It is a challenging fight, not gonna lie, but it's probably easier than the dual tree sentinels that we fought before. But I'm gonna show you a couple tricks that should help you. So if you dismount, whoops, I didn't mean to fall all the way down. If you dismount right around here, you can sneak around to get behind the boss and get a sneak attack on him before he sees you. So you want to kind of hug as close to the wall as possible. If he turns to look at you, just make sure you stay crouched in these bushes, and he'll eventually look the other way, and then you can continue wrapping around and getting behind him to sneak attack him. Before I engage the fight, what I'm going to explain, one thing that I found that works really well against him is the Carrion Retaliation, which is the Ash of War that I have equipped on my shield. So if you look at my shield, I've got Carrion Retaliation equipped on here. And where we got that from is the Carrion Manor. If you did this area right here, we have the boss. If you exit and go around this side and drop down right here, you're going to find this merchant who sells it to you. So what Carrion Retaliation does is it allows you to parry ranged magic attacks. And so what you can do is he has a ranged fire attack that he does if you kind of stay in medium range away from him, and you can bait him into doing that, and Carrion Retaliation works very well. So I'm going to start with a sneak attack. I recommend, if I weren't doing a walkthrough, I'd probably go ahead and summon, but I just want to show you some things before I summon. I'm standing kind of this far away from him trying to bait that fire attack. There it is. And fortunately, the parry window for the Carrion Retaliation is pretty generous. So if he charges that, you just kind of try to keep your distance and do some more Carrion Retaliations here. Sometimes he'll do the fire attack multiple times in a row, and you can get parries multiple times in a row if you do that. The thing about Carrion Retaliation, though, is that it does consume FP. So if you're going to use this as your main means of killing him, I suggest bringing at least one, probably 2 or 3 blue flasks with you to replenish your FP. So you see he did it twice in a row there. Sometimes he does it 3, maybe 4 times in a row. I'm gonna do this to get him through about half his health to get him to his second phase. So there's his second phase. He buffs his weapon with lightning, and I took a direct shot from it right there. And you see how much damage that his weapon does when he hits you directly with his lightning enchantment. So he sticks his shield up like that. When he brings it down, you're gonna want to dodge to the side because he kind of snipes you with his lightning with his shield there. I'm going to get full health, and I'm going to try to get my summon off as soon as I can. I'm going to try to get some distance away from him. I'm going to have to pop my physic flask first. And you see that his hammer slams have an AoE with him when he has that lightning buff on it. So dodge right when he brings it down. I'm going to get my flask off and try to get my summon going right here. I might take a hit. I took a hit. But fortunately, I was able to get away in time. As I said, I would recommend summoning just at the beginning of the fight. I keep using these rainbow stones, which are probably going to get me killed. And so Leyndell is doing work for me. I'm going to go ahead and take my rainbow stones off. I'm going to take a hit here from doing that. Or no, he was targeting Leyndell there. So I'm going to do the rest of this fight actually on horseback. And horseback is a very good way of going about this fight as well. So you see his lightning enchantment's off, but he's going to rebuff it eventually. I'm going to wait till he's aggroed on Leyndell. When he does that, you want to run parallel to him. Sometimes you'll dodge it, oftentimes you won't, but hopefully you'll be far enough away from him where he can heal really quick if he hits you with his lightning shield snipe attack that he does. So now he's on Leyndell. Well, he was on Leyndell. I was going to try to run in and get a couple hits, but I'm just going to top up my health just for safety. He's almost got Leyndell killed. And so this is a big AoE that he does. Make sure you're away from him when he does that. So now he's on Leyndell. I'm going to get a couple hits. And I took a hit there, but that's fine. I'm just going to run away and heal. Let him get back on Leyndell. And then I'll get a couple more hits in. It's about to take Leyndell out. There we go, but we got him. All right, Leyndell helped me out big time there. So you get a bow. As I said, it's probably easier if you just summon at the beginning, but I just wanted to show off the carrying retaliation thing and without being distracted with the summon being there. And you can do the whole fight with that carrying retaliation, but as I said, you're probably gonna need a couple blue flasks with you if you're gonna do that. And carrying retaliation allows you to kind of keep your distance, keep a respectful distance, and then if he charges at you, you can kind of dodge away. So you have to kill him to get in here, though. That's the thing, is you have to kill him to get in here. And also to get in here, you have to have at least 2 great runes. So we have the great rune from Stormvale Castle and the great rune from the Academy, from Godric and Renala, respectively. If you do not have at least 2 great runes, you cannot get in here into the capital. You'll be blocked off. I'm going to go ahead and level up. I'm going to put some points into endurance. I'm going to get my endurance up to about 30. The goal is for me to be able to carry the grafted blade greatsword without being heavy load. And I'm probably going to use the grafted blade greatsword a little bit in this area once I get another level or 2. So once you get going up this elevator, and I have to apologize. My voice sounds a little bit nasally. I've been kind of stuffy the last few days. So my voice does sound kind of but can't let that stop me. The show must go on. So we will soldier forward. Got some magic grease here. So you heard the music change. We are in the capital proper now. Up here, you can get a fur calling finger remedy for multiplayer. And you'll run into these guys off to the side. They're really not aggressive, but you can take them out for the runes if you so choose. And right up here, look at this. We get a front center view of the Erdtree. Look at just how massive this thing is. I mean, we've seen it towering over the world for pretty much the whole game, but now we're up close and personal. And we see just how massive this thing is. Pretty insane when you think about it. Let's see. So we got another side of grace. We're going to rest at this one. It triggers a cutscene.
My utmost thanks for bringing me to the base of the Erdtree. Here, I can govern my own movement, and thus, the accord is fulfilled. I shall depart to ascertain the purpose I was given. Farewell. I shall leave Torrent, and the power to turn runes into strength. Here, with you, I wish you luck in realizing your ambition. You have fought long and hard. I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Okay. So before moving on, I'm going to level up one more time. I'm going to need to pop some runes. To do that, I need about 1,200 runes. I'll just pop one of these. Hopefully that'll get me there. Yes, that should be more than enough. And I'll pop this one into endurance as well. And we're getting a ton of runes in this place. So a lot from enemies, and there's a lot of pickups as well. So you notice that Bach has relocated here also.
Bach the seamster at your service, master. Ready to make adjustments to your garments.
So we're going to trigger this other dialogue he has.
Master, did you see it? The Erdtree. I don't really have the words for this, but I was so dazzled. I felt something stir in my breast. The Erdtree is waiting for you, master. I know it, I do. I feel it in my bones.
Okay. So to trigger the next part of his side quest, we're gonna need to give him the gold needle, which we do have in our inventory.
Please.
He's not gonna take it from us. He's not gonna take it from us yet because we do not yet have a legendary armor set in our inventory. But once we do, he will take the gold needle from us, and that'll trigger the kind of the next phase of side quest. Until then, he's gonna kind of hang out around there. And check this out, guys. We are at the Leyndell Royal Capital. So just take a minute and soak this in. I mean, look at this area. It's massive. It's gorgeous. It's grand in scope. This is where we're going to be spending a lot of time here, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing so. I mean, I remember the first time I got here, it reminded me of like playing an Uncharted game when you finally get to like that mythical area that they've been talking about for the entire game, and it's just kind of mind-boggling how intricate it is. I mean, that's how I feel about this area. Very well done and impressive, in my opinion. Watch out for these guys. They shoot these little bubbles at you. The bubbles will explode and do damage. They're not that hard to kill. They give you about 300 runes apiece, so, you know, pretty fair trade in my book. Yeah, see, I got hit by one of those bubbles. I'm gonna go on and take this guy out down here. Nope, I was too short. There we go. And there's gonna be a bigger one on this platform up here. But not a bad source of runes. And as I said, we are gonna pick up a lot of rune items in this level. A lot. So speaking of which, gold rune 10. Before going straight ahead, we're gonna drop here off to the side. There's this kind of room tucked away. So in here, there's gonna be one of these crossbow exploding bolt guys that tries to hit you, and he has a sword as well, but he also tries to shoot with his crossbow. I'm gonna heal up. Let's try to get in good position here. He's got his crossbow out now. Yep, the exploding bolts that he shoots out are very powerful, and there are several of these in this level, in this dungeon, and some of them have the triple shot crossbows, and those things will take you out if you're not careful. Let's see, I'm gonna go through the other side of the door here and just send me back up to the top. So there's a smithing stone 4 in there, which is why we went in there. And so this place, just run straight forward. Run as fast as you can and run to the side of this guy. Get behind him. His legs are like broken. He cannot turn around. So once you're behind him, you can basically free hits. Take him out. Got another gold rune 7. In this room, crouch right when you walk in. There's going to be another crossbow guy in here. But if you're crouched, you can sneak up behind him for a critical. All right. Got that. Let's see here. Got an item over here. I think that's all that's in this room. Yeah. Off to the side here. So this is the lower path from where we just were. So if you remember, I'm going to show you after we take care of these guys. Up those stairs. Remember where we went to that side room and got the smithing stone 4? That's where that takes us. So we don't need to go back there. That's just how the area connects. So what we want to do now is take this elevator down. A couple of just guys resting here. We'll take them out. And there's a couple spots you could theoretically drop off. This area is large and sprawling, but there's a pretty systematic way you can explore and make sure you get all the nooks and crannies. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way back here. This is kind of the start of the main road through the capital. We're going to explore all of this stuff to this side, and then we're going to come back and we're going to explore all the stuff to this side, and then we're going to take on this area. But it's going to take us a while. There is a lot to get through. And here's a perfumer, so I suggest just running up and getting rid of it as quickly as possible with a jump attack. And in this room, got some preserving boluses. We could drop down here. We're actually going to take some stairs to get down there later, a little bit later. But I'll show you how it connects. Before we go that way, though, we're actually going to take this ladder up. And so this gives us access to the rooftops. We're not going to jump on the rooftops just yet. We're going to do that in just a bit. But over here, you can jump to the side. There's a couple perfumers. Kind of on this terrace. Then you can run back here for an item. And there's a ambush waiting for you. Hey, these guys got nasty combos, and they have their crossbow bolts, which are lethal. I'm just trying to get a spot so I can heal up real quick. Yeah, there's the exploding crossbow bolts. Some of them will shoot three of them at once, and if you get hit by all 3 of them, you're pretty much dead. All right, so we got the upper class robes. Again, you know, that's where we got off that elevator earlier. We could drop off here down below, but trust me, we're going to get everything down below once we get situated here. So don't forget to go back in here up these stairs. We can get this item, and this item is important. It is called a seedbed curse. This is the first one that we picked up. The seedbed curses are required for the Dung Eater's side quest, and that side quest is actually required for one of the optional endings of the game. It's not an ending that you need for a trophy, but it is an ending. So we are going to be doing that side quest, and I'm going to be showing you guys through that. So make sure you pick up that seedbed curse. You're going to need those for that side quest to get that optional ending. Or I should say to get access to it. At the end, at the very end of the game, you can pick which ending you want based on what side quests you've done throughout the game. But that will give us access to one of the endings. Okay, so now we're going to go down below. And again, these guys really aren't a threat, but those boxes are breakable, but we're not going to do those just yet. Let's see here. So outside here is another little terrace that has an item. You can sneak up on this guy and get a critical as long as you're crouching. As I said, there's a lot of these guys in this level, and they're very deadly if you're not careful. So we got a smithing 6 for doing that. Head on back through here. Now this room is lethal. Those boxes are breakable. We're not going to break them just yet. You see there's a perfumer in there. There's actually another perfumer hiding back here. And then there's a crossbow guy right here. So I'm going to shoot arrows at this guy. And hopefully, I want to lure him out here, but I don't think he's going to take the bait. But I do want to get rid of him before going in there. Because if you're fighting him at the same time as 2 perfumers, that is a recipe for disaster. So I'm straight up just going to shoot him to death. Because I don't want the risk of dealing with him and the perfumers. My aim is leaving much to be desired. There we go. He's got me with a couple of his exploding bolts. I'm going to heal up real quick. I'm overshooting him almost every time. There we go. A couple more should get him. There we go. All right, so I'm going to run in here, get this first perfumer off to the side who's hiding. The second one over here. Got some warming stones. And a gold rune 10. So this takes us to kind of like the main level of the capital. But we're not going to spend much time down here for now. We're actually going to circle around and do the rooftops next. There are a couple of challenging enemies. You got this guy who's a Leyndell knight. You can sneak up behind him. You're not going to kill him with 1 critical, but you'll get a good start. So when he's getting back up, I'm going to do a charged heavy on him. And then follow that up with the bloodhounds. And he was blocking for that, but that's okay. And he can do guard counters. These guys with the spears, so there are variations with spears, variations with swords, and variations with bows. The spear ones are the hardest in my opinion. So I'm going to wait till he opens up and tries to attack me, and then I'm going to get an attack of my own in. Once you get kind of a jumping heavy on him, he kind of leaves himself open for a couple more just R1s they can hit. So if we go back through here, that guy's just chilling on the floor. So this is where those boxes were guarding. I was showing you, okay, there were those boxes that we weren't going to break yet. So that just takes you to an alternate route outside. We got Miranda powder. And then this takes you outside. And then the door that we came out was right here. So that's how it links together. You can go around this corner. There's really not much around here. There is another Leyndell knight there. I'm not going to fight him. There's really not a good reason to fight him. There's no loot around there or anything. So I'm just going to leave him be. And so now we're going to go back up that ladder and we're going to traverse the rooftops. Now the rooftops are tricky. If you fall and can't follow the path that I'm doing, don't get frustrated. There's actually another way we can drop down a bit later that we're going to do. But in order to get back to the start of this road here, I'm going to take the rooftop path. And there are some items on the rooftops as well that we're going to collect on the way. But again, if you fall off, don't worry. You can run back to this spot and try again. Or you can just say, screw it. You can run up this road and then stop right here at this gate. And that's going to get you to where we start our path anyways. So first things first, don't jump off to that one. There's no item down there. What you want to do is you want to run off kind of this elevated section of the roof. Make sure you're holding sprint the entire way. Hold sprint all the way through the jump and hold all the way to the point you jump and hold sprint all the way through the jump while you're in the air. So hold sprint, press jump, and you should be able to land on this roof. And up here is an item, smithing stone 5. So this one we're going to drop down onto this roof right here. Same thing, hold sprint through the entire jump. Now to get to this roof, this is a tricky jump. This one is the one that might cause you trouble, but you're going to have to hold sprint all the way and jump like when you're at the very edge right here and hold sprint all the way through, and you should be able to get to the other side of this roof. Like so. It is a very tight jump, but it can be done. If you can't make this jump, kind of all you have to do is work your way back to this area, and you should be able to get back up that ladder to the rooftops, and you can take a couple attempts at this jump. If you can't make it, don't spend too much time on it. We will be able to get back here a different way in just a minute. So what you want to do is jump on this chimney, and then you want to be able to get a running start. So how I do that, you see that item up there? How I do that is as I face backwards and I'll hold sprint, run back, and then I'll immediately go back that way and then make the jump, because you need to have a running start. So hold sprint and then kind of just do a quick zigzag there, and then you should be able to make the jump up here. Pick up this item, gold rune 9. You see there are some imps on the roof here, so let him throw his firebomb, and then I'm gonna jump over. Oh, that was bad timing. Oh wow. Okay, we're gonna leave that be for now. I wanted to get all the way across, and it just wouldn't work for me. So I'm not gonna spend too much time doing that, because as I said, there is an alternate way to get up on those rooftops. So what I suggested you guys do, we're gonna explore all of these side paths, all of them. So don't fret. This door, I'm going to go ahead and open it, but we don't want to take this path for now. We actually don't want to take this path until after we get the Great Rune from this area, because this leads us to the Divine Tower, where we can use to activate the Great Rune. So we're not gonna head down here quite yet. What we're gonna start doing, as I said, we're gonna just basically work our way down these alleys, and then pick up the loot as we go. There are enemies. Watch out for the ones that have horns, because if they blow their horn, they're going to alert everyone to your presence. I believe one of them up here will have a horn. I think that one might have a horn, but I don't think these ones do. Let's pick up this item. Got the imp head corpse. You notice there's an item up there. We can't get up there yet, but I mentioned, we're going to take another path to get to the rooftops, and that's going to start by getting that item. I'm going to go ahead and put a marker there just so we remember to come back. I think this one has the horn. No, he doesn't have a horn. So this is the sword variety of the Leyndell soldiers. I think these guys are easier than the ones with spears. Oh, someone did have the horn. He was back there. That's fine, though. We've already killed most of the guys, so it's not a big deal. These guys are easier to get, in my opinion, because they leave themselves open for longer. Because the spear guys can hit you with their spear when they're still behind their shield. But the sword ones are easier to punish, in my opinion. Broke his guard, gonna do a crit. Get some health back because I have the Crimson Dagger Talisman equipped. All right. And we're just gonna make our way through this section here, just to make sure we get all the loot. Arteria leaves. And this is gonna spit us back out to the main road. So what we're gonna do now is just want to check to make sure there's no loot in this little nook over here. Yeah, there's not. Okay. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna activate a shortcut. But to activate that shortcut, it requires facing a Crucible Knight. And it is not the same type of Crucible Knight that we found before. So there's two variations of Crucible Knight in this game. We fought one before. This is the second variation. I'm gonna go ahead and send this elevator down. We're gonna take it later. I just wanted to go ahead and activate it in case we end up going down first. I'm actually going to pull the lever to get it to come back up too. So you probably don't need to do this. I'm just doing it just in case. But so what we're going to do is this tree sentinel has kind of more of a spear instead of a sword. You see what he's carrying? He has that spear, and you cannot backstab them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to equip my buckler, so it'll make it easier to parry him because the buckler has a more generous parry window. So I'm gonna throw my buckler on. So you see I have the buckler parry skill. The buckler parry is a bit more of a generous parry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a Bloodhound's Finesse to get his attention, and then I'm gonna run back out here because it's way easier to fight him out by this fountain than it is in this room because the fountain gives you more places to hide behind, so you don't get hit by all of his attacks. So I'm gonna start by doing a Bloodhound's Finesse. And that's going to get a decent chunk of his health down. And then run out of this room. Run out of here. And get him out here. I'm going to put my shield out. And I'm going to show you how you can parry his attacks. And much like the other Crucible Knight, he will transform at about half HP. So you see when he does most of these attacks, he has a gravity attack as well when he stomps. Most of these attacks that he does with his spear, though, you can parry if your timing is right. My timing was not right there. You see parry him here. And my timing was a little bit off with that one as well. I'm just showing you his various attacks and how you can parry them. I'm getting his stab a lot, but you can parry that. This is gravity. You can parry that. He has another one where he has a bit of a longer windup. This one, you can parry that. So next parry, I'm actually going to attack him to get him to trigger his second phase. So that attack is a projectile. You're going to want to make sure that you roll to the side when he does that projectile. Because that projectile will go through walls. It will go through the fountain. The next parry I get here, I'm actually going to attack him. Get the parry. There we go. And after this, he should transform. I'd recommend backing up after you get a critical because he will follow it up with an attack real quick. So there's his transform. And much like the other version, he has this dive bomb that he does. Now, this one you can punish every time with the jump attack. Every time that he does that flying attack, you can punish it. Watch out for he does that charge attack at you. And I was healing in the middle of that, so I didn't get to fly away from it. So that shoulder bash attack that he does is extremely powerful. I recommend... So there's his projectile. I recommend just hiding behind something for his shoulder bash attack because that will hurt you for a lot of damage. So you can do a jump attack there. And you can reliably kill him just by waiting for him to do that attack every time and then getting behind him and see there's a shoulder bash attack. There's gonna be a projectile, so dodge to the side. You can reliably kill him just by waiting for him to do this, roll through it, do a jump attack, and then dodge away. You can kill him just by baiting that attack every time. There's a shoulder bash. Oh, golly. Yeah, you see how lethal that shoulder bash is. So that being said, I am that's a shame because we were right close to the shortcut. And I was low on healing and I was just trying to show you his moves. But now that I've done that, I'm just gonna go up and not mess around. I'm just gonna kill him straight up. And this will be a good... Actually, this works quite well because now I can show you the other way down to the rooftops, and it's going to allow us to pick up a couple other items as well. So see where we put that beacon. It is right off to the side here. So what we can do is we can jump down here, and you see there's a path to the roof right there. So what we can do is you can jump right off here, and this also takes us to the rooftops. And we can jump over here. Got these imps. Hopefully I won't lose my runes, but it is possible. Because I'm not going straight back to them. So we can fight these imps. And there are some items up here on the rooftops, which is why I'm going through all this trouble. So if you remember, I think this is the spot where I fell off. That imp right there. Next time I fight that Crucible Knight, since I've already shown you all his moves, I'm not gonna mess around. Basically go straight for the jugular. So hold sprint, make this jump over here. We've already got that imp. And there's a couple of these rooftops that do have items. I believe one of them has a stone sword key, which is why I'm so adamant about getting up here to show you guys that stone sword key. So if I had stayed up on the roof the whole time and not messed up, you know, we would have made our way over here. And that section down there is the section that we just did before fighting the Crucible Knight. So there's an item on that roof, and there's an item on this roof. So we'll go ahead and make the jump over here. Pick up this item, Golden Rune 12. I mean, it is worth... It's a pain to do the rooftops, but as I said, it's worth it. The loot is good up here, so... jump over here. And then over here. There's another imp. I believe this is the stone sword key. And so remember that blue marker that we placed? I'm not sure if we can get to that spot again. Let me see if I can backtrack to it. Yeah, I think this jump's going to be too far to make. We could do the chimney jump. We're going to have to do the chimney jump again. And so see that item down there? That's going to take us to our blue marker if we drop down right there. Actually, I don't need to do the chimney jump. I can just drop right here. Get this. Smithing stone 6. And if we take this path around, you see there's a Leyndell Knight here, but we'll take him out. And this will take us back to where our blue marker was, where we saw that item on the balcony that was previously out of reach. And oh great, there's a imp that wants to join the party here. So I'm going to make this short and sweet, do a Bloodhounds. Put my torch on, or my lantern on rather, so I can see. So there's our blue marker, and here's that item that was previously out of reach, Gold Rune 9. So now we can, we could drop down here, but there are those enemies right there. So we'll drop down over here. And we'll go back to our spot where our friendly neighborhood Crucible Knight was. Right over here. I'm going to grab my runes. And this time we ain't playing around. I've already showed you how to parry him. I've already showed you how to dodge a lot of his attacks. This is going to be all business. So I am going to fight him out here. Get my shield out. I'll do some parries. Come on, buddy. And again, the buckler does give you an enhanced parry window, so that's why I'm using the buckler for this encounter specifically. And you, as I said, you don't have to parry him to kill him. When you get to his second phase, you can bait this attack where he flies up, dodge right through it. You can run up and do a heavy, get away. And it's a viable way. Make sure you dodge that shoulder bash attack. Ugh, that shoulder bash attack. Actually, the best way to deal with it is to put something in the middle, so there's a physical barrier. But if you don't have a physical barrier, the best way to dodge is actually to dodge forward. All right, get away from him. I'll do a parry for my last attack on him. So this is a projectile. Dodge to the side for the projectile. Up. So, yeah, I kind of got it, but I messed it up a little bit there. That shoulder bash attack is probably his most lethal attack because it does a pretty absurd amount of damage. All right, there we go. There's multiple ways of dealing with this guy. He is tough, but doable. And again, if you're really struggling, what I'd suggest doing is do a Bloodhounds or do a special attack to surprise attack him, get him to his second phase as quickly as possible, and then you can just wait for him to do that dive bomb attack. And then you can pretty easily punish and pretty reliably punish that dive bomb attack. And everything else you can just keep your distance for. Got a Hero's Rune 5. That's going to give us a massive amount of runes. and a golden rune 9. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because we now have access to this shortcut, which is quite handy. And this takes us back to the beginning area. So you respawn at this side of Grace here. You can just go through that door and go right down to where we were. That Crucible Knight does not respawn. So one thing I want to do is I actually want to go... Let's see, can I level up? Not quite. I'm going to pop some runes to level up. We're going to go back to Round Table Hold. And I think it's time to start using... I'm just for fun, I'm going to use the grafted blade sword for a bit. But before that, I need to power it up. I have not leveled it up at all, so I definitely need to level that up. Now that I'm at 30 endurance, I may still need to equip a talisman to be able to carry it at medium load, but we'll see. And we did get a seedbed curse, and so we're going to go on and interact with the Dung Eater because that's going to progress his quest line. So the Dung Eater is going to be by the maiden. The twin maiden merchant. I'm just going to see if I can give anything to them. Offer a bell bearing? No, I don't have anything to offer them. Okay. So Dung Eater's in here. So to get this key we're going to get from him, you need to have one seedbed curse in your inventory.
No. Wait. You have felt the curse. I can smell it on you. The box, yet tender. Apparently my seedbed is ripe and waiting. 'Twas a brief respite, I must say. Go and unshackle my corporeal flesh, trapped in the sewer jail below the capital.
Okay, so he gives us the sewer jail key.
I can kill you and defile your corpse. Then the pox will truly be your own.
And in order to get that key from him, you have to have one seedbed curse in your, at least one seedbed curse in your inventory. If you remember, we've gotten to the capital. We made our way down down here, and then when we got into this room, remember we climbed up that ladder and climbed up those stairs. That's where we got our first seedbed curse. So we need that key for somewhere else in the dungeon. So make sure you pick that up because we will be using it. Not this episode, not next episode, but probably the episode after that. When we make our way below the capital to the second dungeon that is within the dungeon. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and power up my grafted blade sword.
No. I need... Oh, don't pay me and just lay out your...
Strength and armament. Here we go. Grafted blade, greatsword. Take this up as high as we can. 3. I need more runes. But we have plenty. I'll pop a 10. Gives me 5,000. That might not be enough. I'm going to pop 2 more 10s. Just to make sure we have enough to take it to plus 6. I think we should have enough somber rings to get up to plus 6.
No matter.
Perfect. So it's at plus 6. So plus 7 is our bottleneck currently. We don't have any plus 7. So our Bloodhounds is at plus 6 and our grafted greatsword is at plus 6. I'm going to go ahead and throw it on just for fun, just to mix things up a little bit. As I said, in the latest patch, this sword actually got buffed. Its raw damage got buffed. And the attack time, the attack number of frames per attack got reduced. So you can actually attack more quickly with this now than you were able to before. So check this out. So two-handing, well, I can't two-hand it yet because I'm in the round table. We'll warp back to the capital here. And now that we unlock that shortcut, we're going to have a quick way back down to where we just were. So two-handing it, let's just do a quick damage check here. So two-handing it, we're doing 529 damage with this. And with the Bloodhounds, we're doing 452. So that's a pretty solid boost. Now this weapon is slower, it is heavier. You see I'm heavy rolling here. So I'm gonna take this talisman off actually. I'm gonna put on the Arsenal Charm +1, which gets me to medium load. Perfect. And this weapon's attacks are devastating. Huge stagger potential, great physical damage. I'm not gonna use this in every situation. I actually overall as a weapon, all around, I prefer the Bloodhounds still. But this situationally is still a very good weapon, so I'm just going to use it for a while just to show it off. This weapon's ability, just to point this out, is very important. Oath of Vengeance. Swear an oath upon the greatsword to avenge the clan, temporarily raising all attributes for a certain duration. While the oath's effects are active, poise is also increased. So check this out. Look at my levels. So most notably, we'll pick just intelligence and faith just because they're at an even 10, and strength because it has an even 40, just as a demonstration. So here's without the buff. Here's with the buff. So strength is at 45, intelligence is at a 45, faith at or intelligence is at 15, faith is at 15. So this gives you a plus 10 boost to every stat temporarily when you use this weapon's built-in weapon art. Pretty insane when you think about it. So let's say, you know, we use a rune arc to activate the great rune. We use this buff. That's giving us plus 10 in every stat. That's insane. So I mean, this greatsword has a very compelling use case, especially since it was recently buffed in the latest patch. I mean, it is a very strong case for using it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna carry on with exploring these side areas. So before we did this section right here. So now we're gonna do this kind of section around here, and we're gonna work our way around. This Leyndell Knight just chilling. Look at this damage and look at the stagger. I mean, look at how long he's staggered for. Pretty insane. So this is working our way back around to where we kind of started. So the fan daggers down there. So just to show you a little flavor. So here's where we came out. Remember that room that had the 2 perfumers and the crossbow guy? That's where we came out from there. Just making sure. So we've already went down this path. We don't need to go down here again. So just to make the connection here, because this level is very confusing just in terms of how it's laid out. But as I said, as long as you take kind of a strategic path, you can make your way around pretty thoroughly. So down here is going to be the next area that we explore. Now we saw these 2 dogs from above there. We were on that terrace before. When we were exploring that kind of house, I guess you could call it. We saw these dogs from above. Now we actually get to party with them. I'm gonna use my shield here. Dude, not having a good time with these things. 3-on-1 with the dogs is not always a winning formula. Got 2 of them. 1 more remaining. Look at that. Look at the knockback. It's pretty insane with this weapon. So I'll be using this for a while, and I'll probably switch back to bloodhounds at some point. And there are specific instances where I am going to prefer to use this in certain encounters. So we got what those dogs were guarding. We can go this way, and we're actually about to fight a mini boss. So I don't think there's anything else down here. I'm just gonna double check real quick. So we got that item. This is a dead end, and this is where we came. This is where we came through, and then you can exit via here or here. So go through the main archway. And once we get back to the center path, we're gonna fight a mini boss. An Erdtree Avatar is gonna come at us. You can summon, so why not? We're gonna summon. I took the hit. But same as fighting these other guys. I'm gonna give myself the buff, because why not? Why not take the buff? There's his jump AoE. Hopefully he'll get the aggro on Leyndell. But if he's on me, I can just dodge through his attacks, and Leyndell doing some work. There's his jump AoE. Eventually he'll stagger if I do enough jump attacks. Okay, this is where he summons the orbs, so run to the side. Or... Whew, that was close. There's not as much space to run in this little corridor as there would be normally when we're fighting these things out in the open. Here we go. Finally got our stagger. And I'm just going to take the kill right here. Nice. So we get a Lord's Rune for that. I think that's one of the strongest runes you can possibly get in the game. So there's an item up there. You can jump off to the side. Get up top, get this item, holy grease. And so there's a path over there. But before we do that, we're going to get this site of grace. And let's see here. We cannot level up, not anywhere close. So that's fine. All right, we're actually going to call this episode right here. Next time, we are going to cover the rest of this section of the level, and then we're going to cover most of this section as well. So as you can see, this area is massive, lots of ground to cover, but we will certainly make our way through here and get everything that there is to get. And so have ourselves a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and really appreciate each and every single one of you. Everybody take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one.